Good morning, church. I'm Pastor Dave, and this is the musing for the 20th of January. As a parent and former dog owner, I can attest to the fact that kids and dogs are significantly different, but I want to highlight one specific way in which the two are quite unlike. When you point to an object, a child quickly learns to focus on the object to which you are pointing. A dog, unless it is a particularly bright dog, will invariably focus on the end of your finger. The canine mind has trouble making the distinction between the pointing and the thing being pointed at. Well, one of the basic fundamental purposes of the Church of Christ Jesus is to point to Jesus, to spread the good news. The church is the pointing finger, and Jesus is the object, the goal. But some folks get bogged down and they don't seem to make the distinction. They focus on the church itself. For them, the church becomes the end goal. They are all about making the church bigger, more prosperous, more influential. They get caught up in church politics. They end up being fixated on the wrong thing. Don't get me wrong, the church is a wonderful organization with many terrific people doing lots of excellent things. The church does a lot of good in this world. But this world is not really the point. Jesus is the point. He is the objective. Church is great. But the bottom line is, it doesn't much matter where you spend your Sunday mornings if you don't spend your eternity with Jesus. Once this world is done and Christ returns, the church will cease to be. It will no longer have any reason to exist. The church is a tool for accomplishing a particular job. We need to be careful that we don't focus on the tool, that we focus on the job. I once spoke with a woman who liked our church services, but she wouldn't consider becoming a part of our congregation until she was assured that our pastor was properly ordained, sanctioned by some official governing body. I'm sure she meant well, but she might have been missing the point. She seemed much more concerned about the way the church works than she was about the way that salvation works. Perhaps she should have been a little bit more interested with whether or not our group was leading people to Christ and less concerned with the credentials of the pastor. After all, the apostles didn't graduate from a seminary, and Jesus himself was not ordained. He was a tradesman, a simple carpenter, until he became Rabboni, teacher. No diploma, no certification. Jesus got his stamp of approval from a higher source. As it says in Matthew 3:17, and there came a voice from heaven saying, "This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased." You can't get a better endorsement than that. God bless you all.